GDA Invincible, also known as Mark Grayson in the GDA timeline, is a fan-made alternate universe variant of the original character from Invincible, fundamentally altered by his early exposure to trauma, GDA influence, cybernetic enhancement, and militarized development. His power level, experience, and combat proficiency drastically outpace his canon counterpart, making him one of the most dangerous variants of Mark in the multiverse. The divergence in his timeline begins when Nolan, driven by Viltrumite ideology and aggression, murders Debbie Grayson when Mark is only 10. This traumatic event leads to the complete psychological collapse of Nolan and his immediate departure from Earth. The GDA, already monitoring Nolan, intervenes and recovers Mark. Realizing the danger of an untethered Viltrumite child and the strategic value of raising a potential anti-Nolan asset, Sissel Stedman makes the calculated decision to adopt and raise Mark under GDA surveillance and training. From that point forward, Mark is no longer raised by a civilian mother, but by government agents, cybernetic handlers, and military tacticians. From a young age, GDA Mark is subjected to psychological conditioning, physical enhancement, and combat education. His Viltrumite DNA ensures rapid physical maturation and adaptability, which the GDA exploits. They implant Mark with cybernetic augmentations, starting with a neural interface system at age 13. This grants him perfect reaction time, live target scanning, threat prioritization, and combat memory playback. His skeletal structure is reinforced with carbon titanium nanofiber mesh, preventing common bone fractures. Internal regeneration stimulants ensure that even critical wounds are healed 10 times faster than standard Viltrumite recovery speed. Physically, GDA Invincible's base stats without cybernetic engagement still rival and exceed many late-series versions of canon Mark. In terms of striking strength, he has been recorded by GDA scanners to deliver kinetic impact equivalent to high megaton nuclear warheads. With cybernetic strength modulators activated, this output increases to city-destroying levels per blow. In simulation environments, GDA Mark defeats holographic projections of Viltrumite commanders and alternate versions of Omni-Man with consistent performance. His travel speed is sub-relativistic under normal flight and relativistic plus in boosted acceleration. Reaction speed is far beyond baseline Viltrumite, enhanced by predictive algorithmic targeting systems directly embedded into his cortex. Mark's durability is further augmented by a built-in kinetic dispersal field integrated into a skin-tight subdermal weave. This field activates upon high-velocity impact and can negate 60% of blunt force trauma from strikes below planetary level. Against Viltrumite enemies, this allows him to survive longer, tanking attacks that would kill standard GDA operatives or even experienced Viltrumites. In documented engagements with reanimate warlords, Mark exhibits durability far beyond even Warwoman, tanking orbital railgun blasts without serious internal damage. Scaling based on feats is the most consistent method of evaluation within VS Battles Wiki logic. GDA Invincible easily scales above baseline Invincible pre-Angstrom event and post-World War Viltrum. One of his early showings includes killing a Martian hive mind creature with a kinetic blast wave from orbital height, vaporizing over 60 square kilometers of Martian terrain. The energy calculation from this yields a multi-city block feat at minimum without use of external equipment. In another training event, GDA Mark is placed in a simulated reality where he must prevent multiple global extinction level threats simultaneously. Within 15 minutes, he eliminates a Kaiju-class sea monster, deflects an asteroid twice the size of Manhattan, and dismantles a resurrected Emperor Thetis construct, all without major injury. Sissel Stedman's personal files indicate that GDA Mark is equipped with emergency teleportation systems that allow instantaneous relocation to any pre-marked coordinates on Earth. These are used not only for defense, but for offensive repositioning. During the Guardian Massacre Prevention Protocol, GDA Mark teleports between 6 continents in less than 0.02 seconds, disrupting multiple assassination attempts in real time. These feats place his reaction and processing speed easily in the high relativistic tier, bordering on FTL under VS Battles terminology, depending on interpretations of combat speed versus travel speed. When analyzing his intelligence, GDA Mark stands above most superhuman characters in his universe. Raised by GDA scientists, Mark has a tactical IQ exceeding 190, specializing in multivariable combat resolution. He has personally orchestrated planetary evacuation scenarios, led strike teams into multidimensional war zones, and reverse-engineered Viltrumite blood viruses to counter hostile gene locks. In raw intellect, he may not match characters like Robot in raw scientific breadth, but his practical battlefield intelligence is supreme, bordering on genius tactician in the vein of Batman or Midnighter. In terms of lifting strength, while most Viltrumites exhibit lifting strength in the Class G+ range, GDA Invincible breaks into Class T due to both cybernetic enhancement and consistent lifting of aircraft carriers, mountain-sized boulders, and combat vessels in atmosphere. With his anti-grav cybernetic harness activated, he briefly enters Class Y scaling, lifting and maneuvering pieces of orbital debris exceeding 100,000 tons. His stamina is functionally limitless due to a triple-tiered regeneration system. First is his Viltrumite physiology. Second is an implanted stem cell dispersal unit that replenishes cellular degradation. Third is his combat stimulant injectors, activated during prolonged engagements. In simulation chambers, Mark has fought non-stop against Omega-class Reaniman for over 78 hours without fatigue. Mark's standard equipment includes a stealth cloak that bends visible light, radar, and thermal imaging. His HUD allows real-time health diagnostics, power level evaluation, and threat ranking of enemies. His suit is made from reactive material that adjusts to incoming damage types, resisting plasma, magic-based impact via alternate Earths, and even psychic feedback waves. Combat skill is another category where GDA Mark vastly exceeds his canon self. Trained in over 230 forms of martial combat by ex-military super soldiers, alien mercenaries, and Viltrumite defectors, GDA Mark has developed a unique fighting style blending aerial dogfighting, pressure point targeting, limb dislocation, and redirection strikes. He has defeated multiple Viltrumite soldiers simultaneously, using terrain manipulation and psychological tactics to separate and subdue enemies. In an encounter with a corrupted version of Adam, Eve, he successfully disables her reality-altering abilities by shattering her neural relay module while under mental duress and pain shock. Mark's weakness is not physical, it's emotional. The trauma from his mother's death and being weaponized by Sissel manifests as deep-seated emotional suppression. He exhibits signs of PTSD, dissociation, and sometimes uncontrollable aggression when encountering enemies who remind him of Nolan. These lapses, although rare, have been exploited during psychic invasions and mirror universe conflicts. However, GDA tech includes mental shielding and sedative countermeasures that prevent full breakdowns. When scaling him against major characters from the Invincible universe, GDA Mark consistently ranks at or above Canon Invincible, Post-End Series, Superior. Thrag, pre-final fight, slightly below or even depending on cybernetics active. Battle Beast, above. Conquest, equal or above. Omni-Man, baseline, above in strategic warfare, slightly below in raw rage-fueled durability. Using VS Battle's tiers, we can categorize his attributes as follows. Tier, 6B to 6A physically, with potential for high 6A when fully cybernetically enhanced, possibly low 5B in burst mode under certain equipment loadouts. Attack potency, multi-city level. Casual, country level with high energy modules, possibly planetary via calculated compound strike sequences and asteroid interception capability. Speed, relativistic flight and reactions, FTL and teleportations, quantum burst relocation, sub-FTL plus in combat speed under neural booster. Lifting strength, Class T normally, Class Y with gravity assist system. Striking strength, country level plus with reinforced kinetic gauntlets. Durability, multi-city to country level baseline, higher with kinetic shields and emergency hardening armor. Stamina, limitless, triple regeneration system. Range, standard melee to orbital with projectile redirection systems. Teleportation permits cross-continental range. Standard equipment, tactical HUD visor, stealth cloak, gravity boosters, emergency teleportation beacon, cybernetic reinforced gauntlets, subdermal nanoweave reactive armor, quantum disruption blade stored in forearm. Intelligence, genius tactician, high-level battlefield strategist, cybernetic multi-threaded decision-making. Combat skill, master martial artist experienced in interspecies warfare, predictive threat combatant. Additional feats include suppressing a dimensional rift with his bare hands using force redirection, defeating an army of Mahler clones armed with anti-Viltrumite tech, and surviving a brief detonation of a black hole grenade at 0.3 AU distance, protected only by emergency shielding. His greatest performance feat occurs during the alternate Angstrom crisis, where GDA Mark travels across fractured multiverses to track down rogue variants of himself. In Universe 197X, he battles a gaudy variant that reshaped planetary atmospheres. With precision, Mark delivers a gravitationally charged elbow strike that fractures her reinforced molecular matrix, effectively disabling a being who had terraformed 3 moons. This feat places him in the low 5B range if counted as AP under planetary-level force disruption. In sum, GDA Invincible is a walking contradiction, a being of raw rage and emotional scarring molded into the most refined strategic weapon Earth could build. In a universe where brute strength often dominates, he is both blade and scalpel, built to kill gods, counter Viltrumite domination, and erase threats before they manifest. He represents what happens when power is not just inherited, but perfected, conditioned, and mechanized. GDA Mark is not a hero, not a villain, but an instrument, one sharper and deadlier than any to come before him. Let me know if you want him scaled against a character like Thrag, All Might, or someone else in a versus match.